Prince Edward was asked to do something strange, and Duchess Sophie said she could have been queen. The order of succession is set in stone and cannot be changed by anyone. This is something that the British royal family knows, but it looks like one other country didn't because they made a strange offer to the Duke of Edinburgh in 1994. As the country went through big social and political changes at the time, they asked Prince Edward, the late Queen's youngest son, to be their leader. The strange offer was called charming, but Buckingham Palace had to politely turn it down. The one-of-a-kind deal, on the other hand, would have changed everything that has happened since then. When the Soviet Union broke up in 1994, many new countries were made in Eastern Europe. Estonia was one of them. The Independent Royalist Party wanted Estonia to be a kingdom in the country's first elections. And after getting 8 places in parliament, they set out to find someone to be leader. At the time, the Sunday Telegraph reported that the party boss had written to the royal family to ask if Prince Edward could become king because they thought he would be perfect for the job. It was also said that the party admired him enormously, and that the country would be proud if he agreed. According to reports, Buckingham Palace wrote back that it was a charming idea but a rather unlikely one after the strange request. When Prince Edward and Sophie became the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh in March of this year, they had a big change in their titles. Sometimes people would make Prince Edward an offer. Sophie feels extra connected to the title because the last Duchess of Edinburgh was the late Queen, with whom she was very close. The Queen was dressed that way from her wedding in 1947 until she became Queen in 1952. In a past interview with the Telegraph, the Duchess talked about the time she and Prince Edward were told that Prince Philip wanted them to become Dukes of Edinburgh. "We sat there a little stunned," she said. "He just walked right in and said, 'Right. That would be great if you could think about it.'" Their title wasn't the only one they could have had. A palace statement from before their wedding day in 1999 said that they would be called the Earl and Countess of Wessex. Royal fans were shocked by this news because most thought that Edward, as the Queen's youngest son, would get a dukedom like his bigger siblings. It turned out that the late Queen did give Edward and Sophie the title of Duke of Cambridge. This is the same title that Prince William and Kate hold along with their titles of Prince and Princess of Wales. In a shocking turn of events, Edward said no. Prince Edward broke with custom when he became an earl. He was the first royal to hold that title since the Tudor era. In fact, this wasn't a sign of disrespect from the Queen. Edward was the one who asked for the title of Earl of Wessex. It hadn't been used since the 1100s, but Edward is said to have talked to the Queen about bringing it back to life after seeing a character named Lord Wessex in his favorite movie, Shakespeare in Love. A royal source told the Telegraph in 2010 that Edward's strange request had some background. He liked the sound of it and asked the Queen if he could have that instead.